Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. So my name is Omer Kanat. I'm executive committee chairman of the World Uyghur Congress and also the executive director of the Uyghur Human Rights Project based in Washington, D.C. First of all, thank you so much for organizing this forum. These kinds of forums gave hope for the Uyghurs. So we hopeful that these kind of forum will continue and bring the Uyghur issue to the attention of the large community. So when, of course, I'm truly appreciate the remarks of previous speakers. Thank you so much. And when I was listening to previous speakers, I was thinking about my relatives and loved ones who are in the concentration camps, and they have not been able to get any kind of information whatsoever about their whereabouts and about their well-being. Because once somebody is taken to these camps, it's no way to get any kind of information. So according to, before I talk about this importance of Uyghur Tribunal, I just want to say a few words, what's happening in my homeland. So according to very conservative estimates, there are about from 2 up to 3 million people are in concentration camps. From all fields of the life, there are elderly people as old as 96 years old and children as young as 14, 15. So these are not only numbers. We are saying that, oh, more than 1 million people are in concentration camp, more than 3 million people in concentration camps. They are mothers, they are fathers, they are sisters, they are husbands, they are wives. So they are human beings. They have been suffering for almost 5 years in these concentration camps. So no one knows when they will be released. And we don't know how many people died and how many people are alive. This is very, very frustrating because you don't know. You cannot get any information and you don't know whether he's alive or dead. And Chinese government doesn't give any kind of information. So as Jason said, the Hong Kong has been destroyed. Actually, Uyghur people has been destroyed. Their life has been destroyed. They don't have any more normal life. So 4 years ago, the evidence, there were more than enough evidence that Chinese government is committing a genocide. But no action has been taken by any government until now. So we had enough evidence. We submitted all these evidence to the government officials, to the politicians. We have been lobbying from country to country to convince the people to take some action. But the action, maybe we are very late. Uyghurs are very concerned about their future. What will happen in 10 years? What will happen in 15 years? As I mentioned, up to 3 million people are in concentration camp. More than up to 1 million Uyghur children separated from their parents and taken, put in orphanages and boarding schools. and their identities have been changed, their names have been changed. So it is maybe they will not be able to, if their parents came alive from the concentration camps, even they came alive from the concentration camp, they will not be able to find their children because Chinese government already changed all their identities, and they are not allowed to speak their language. They must speak Chinese. They must dress Chinese and Chinese, and they even greet, with the traditional Chinese way that is not normal, that is not being used in in other Chinese cities. But they are forcing us, forcing the Uyghurs to do this, and also uh, they are using the most advanced surveillance technology to monitor the Uyghurs, what they are doing. The Uyghurs are forced to, to download a special app in their phones. So Chinese authorities be able to track them anywhere, to listen to their conversation with other people, so whom they are talking to, what they are reading, what they are saying. And all the Uyghur intellectuals, which who are the gatekeepers of the Uyghur culture and Uyghur history, Uyghur tradition, are in concentration camps or being sent or sentenced to long time imprisonment. There is no Uyghur intellectual left, and there is no Uyghur author. There is no Uyghur. There is Uyghur books, but Uyghurs are not allowed to write book. They are only allowed to translate Chinese books into English. So there is no Uyghur books. And most insulting thing is, as I said, they are using the most surveillance technology to monitor. They are sending Han, male Han party cadres to Uyghur homes to stay with the Uyghurs, to eat with the Uyghurs, and even sleep with the Uyghurs on the same bed, and force the Uyghurs to eat that they don't want to eat, or their religion doesn't allow them. And Uyghur, they are in the houses that already the men already taken into concentration camp. Only women, girls, and left home. So they are staying with them, and there is a lot of uh, rumors of sexual abuses, and in the camp already there are systematic sexual abuse. We have camp survivors who miraculously managed to reach safety, and according to their testimonies, there are systematic rape in these camps, and the Uyghur women are forced to marry Han Chinese men. So they cannot reject, refuse a Han Chinese man's marriage offer. If she refuses, she will be considered as extremist or have some tendencies of extremism, or their parents, their families will be in difficulty. So what I want to say is, Uyghurs are slowly being destroyed. If this continues for another 5 years, the Uyghurs will be maybe eliminated for all. So therefore, we want, especially from Muslim communities, from the countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, Muslim countries, to take some actions. In the 9 countries, parliaments recognized the Chinese treatment of Uyghurs as genocide. And now we are in a Muslim country, but we are still, discussing, whether it is genocide, whether it is crimes against humanity. But China already, committing genocide and already eliminated part of the Uyghur culture, Uyghur identity. So we cannot, greet each other with traditional Uyghur greeting. We cannot say Assalamu alaikum. We cannot give our children Muslim names like Muhammad, like Fatima, like, and all our books are burned or destroyed. Our mosques are have been destroyed. According to Australian Strategic Policy Institute, since 2017, 16,000 mosques have been demolished or destroyed. Our cemeteries have been destroyed. And our cities becoming unrecognizable. So, yeah. So I wanted to talk about this actually, this tribunal, but I became a little bit emotional, and I just wanted to let you know what's happening in our homeland. Of course, this tribunal is very important because we asked the World Uyghur Congress, asked Geoffrey Nice to form this tribunal because of this evidence we submitted, and the evidence the U.S. government already received from different channels through their own ways. So at the end of the Trump administration, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo make a determination and said this is a genocide. But this was not enough, and the people said, "Oh, it is maybe a political decision. It is not not based on. It is not a legal decision." So therefore, we said, "What should we do?" And we said, "We have to have a independent tribunal to review all the evidences that we have, and then make a decision." So Geoffrey Nice, Sir Geoffrey Nice was accepted our request, and he formed this tribunal, and tribunal was very successful. They reviewed 100,000 pages of evidences and testimonies of more than 500 people, witnesses, survivors, and more than 40 experts, expert testimonies, then they make this their own decision, and that the judgment, it was genocide based on what they, because based on all the policies that Chinese government has been pursuing, or this was fit the definition of the genocide. Especially, for example, since 2000, in 2 years, 2017 until between 2017 and 19, Uyghur birth rate dropped 50%. They are on the one hand, they are taking all the measures to limit or stop the Uyghur birth rate, and then on the other side, they are destroying our culture, our identity. So they are succeeding in this genocide.
1 minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Thank you. 1 more minute.
Okay, another 1 minute is okay. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yes, I just wanted to say that the most important thing about this tribunal is first the evidence, second the authority of the tribunal, third, the findings, and fourth, the next step, what we are going to do. Yeah. The As I said, the evidence was very solid and well documented, and tribunal reviewed, as I said, 100,000 pages of evidence, and reviewed testimony from 500 witnesses. Second, the authority is extremely important. The tribunal is independent. It's not a court, but it uses international law as its standard. Until the World Uyghur Congress asked Geoffrey Nice, one important side of this, to form the tribunal, Uyghurs and other victims had no international forum where they could bring their eyewitness testimony of atrocities. So this tribunal provided to Uyghurs this forum to bring their eyewitness testimony. The United Nations refused to act. To this day, the Human Rights Council has not released a single report on the atrocities. More than 4 years after the evidence became clear, United Nations Office of Genocide Prevention has refused even to meet with us, and they didn't, issued work on any report. The excuse that they use is that there is no authoritative documentation. So International Criminal Court has refused to hear the case. The OIC, Islamic Cooperation Organization, which was supposed to, protect our rights, even refused to, examine the evidence. The International Court of Justice has not taken up the case because no government has referred the case to it. So maybe, as Usha Kula said, maybe Malaysia will become, the first country to take this case to the court. I mean.